Alright, so Boruto episode 208 dropped about an hour ago, and I have to say that the episode was really good. It adapted the manga straightforward, but it also had additional scenes that really, expound on the situation and made it seem more dire because watching episode throughout the entire episode, I had this feeling, this ominous feeling, right? Everything just felt dire, the situation felt dark, right? They conveyed that emotion spectacularly in this episode, and I like that. The fight itself was really good. It was shorter than I expected, right? Because we kind of expect from the anime at this point to really expound on the fights and add additional scenes. Of course, they had to because it's animated, so it has to have more scenes. That's why it's going to be animated. But I thought they were going to expound on the fight a little bit to expand it a little further into the episode. Maybe have them face off a little bit and have Momoshiki do something else, other than the Rasengan, which was beautiful, but they didn't, and that's okay. This was good. It's basically a direct adaptation from the manga itself. How the fight went. It was really quick, and it was quicker than that in the manga, right? He just took the power, then just did the Rasengan. So it was really good. I like the animation on Boruto's face, the karma. When you see the karma, like what do you call it, retreating from his face, and it's just disappearing like this person on his face, like that was pretty cool. And it looked better than how it looked in the preview, because when I saw the preview, his face looked a little weird, with the shadows, and it had his face looking a little bit round. But overall in this episode, he actually looked really cool, and he looked menacing, right? Especially when Momoshiki was talking, and he's saying that blue-eyed boy, it's not time yet, right? That was pretty cool. And the horn effect itself, because as you can see, what they did with the horn is that it's kind of like when you stretch something and you have this different color in between what is being stretched from and what is being stretched into. That's what they kind of did, with the different shade of Boruto's skin, a different shade of brown on his horn compared to his skin. That looks pretty cool. I like it. It was the same for Kawaki. And mentioning Kawaki actually woke up after Boruto did all that shenanigans with, Momoshiki, after the Borushiki form kind of subsided. So Kawaki didn't see him use his power, but he actually woke up and saw him in the Borushiki form. That Momoshiki was just standing in the air and he's just thinking to himself or whatever. I don't know what he was doing. But Kawaki caught him there, and Kawaki was surprised, but he was less surprised than anybody else, because as he mentioned later on in the episode, that also happened to him, when he was fighting Jigen and the horn came on his face. And it's really weird if you look into it, right? It's really weird. Why is Kawaki able to remain conscious and remember all of these events, but Boruto isn't? It's kind of weird. I wonder if it's because Momoshiki is kind of dead while Ishiki is still alive. So it could be a case where there's no way Ishiki's mentality or his consciousness can merge with Boruto for him to take over his body, because he's already in control of another body, which it would be Jigen's, right? So I think that's why Kawaki remains conscious whenever he goes into these forms or whenever he uses his power, whilst Boruto, on the other hand, he gets knocked unconscious or whatever, or his consciousness gets subsided within him, and Momoshiki or whatever takes over his body, right? So I think that's basically what I got from it. But yeah, we have Sasuke in this episode, and Sasuke is really smart. We know this from Naruto Shippuden, but it's kind of weird how he just puts everything together with the little bit of information he has, right? This happened in the manga, but it's a little bit different here, because in the manga, I think it was Mitsuki and Sasuke talking outside on the balcony, and Mitsuki explaining the situation and Sasuke talking to him. Like, Sarada wasn't there. They spoke to Sarada earlier and then they left. So in this iteration or adaptation, she's there, they're just talking to each other there. There's nothing ominous about it. In the manga they made it seem like, oh, Mitsuki was uncovering some deep secret and Sasuke got caught, and in this he's just like having a regular conversation with Sasuke, and Sasuke is just giving them the information. He isn't even going around it. He's just saying, okay, yeah, this is what's happening based on information you provided. And they basically get to the gist of it. Momoshiki is trying to take over Boruto's body. It's really simple. So Momoshiki is trying to revive himself within Boruto. That's what he deduced from the information he got. And if Momoshiki is trying to revive himself within Boruto, and Boro referred to Boruto as the vessel, then it could be a case where Ishiki or Jigen is trying to resurrect within Kawaki, which is why they refer to him as the vessel. So naturally Sasuke is going to report this information to Naruto and Shikamaru, so Shikamaru can calm down a bit, because he's a little bit annoying this episode. I gotta say, he's a little annoying, because alright, so look from our perspective, the audience perspective, we know what Shikamaru doesn't. So we know Kawaki's innocent, right? Shikamaru doesn't know this, so he's gonna go, all out on these conspiracy theories about Kawaki being the one that's causing all of this, right? And he's directly responsible, and he's somehow trying to betray him. He's going to think that way, right? But it's just weird. We know this, but it's just weird. And it's a little annoying because we already know what's going to happen. So it's a little annoying to see this dude just wasting time talking about things that doesn't really matter. But in the context of the story itself, it does matter and it does make sense. So we just have to deal with it, right? And we also had Boruto putting 2 and 2 together, right? With just limited information he had. This is just Kawaki telling him that he grew a horn and he had the karma all over his body, similar to what happened to Kawaki. And Kawaki is thinking to himself that if I'm a vessel and that's what's happening to me, then Boruto must also be a vessel. And I think Boruto kind of came to that conclusion at the end of it. He didn't say that he's a vessel, but he kind of understands, because he's remembering what Momoshiki said to him, right? And he's remembering the situation, so he kind of understands the situation. He doesn't really have his head wrapped around it completely like Kawaki, but he kind of understands where this is headed. And in the upcoming episodes, if you read the manga, we're going to get a lot more information on this, so it's nothing to worry about. But in the upcoming episodes, we're going to have a lot of things going on. So I'm not really going to say anything to spoil for the anime only viewers. But yeah, we're going to get some more information, so we don't need to worry. All in all, it was really good, right? All in all, this was a good episode. As I said, the ominous feeling that they portrayed or gave off in this episode is really good because it's needed. So yeah, it was really good. We had some slice of life things in there, like we had Shumare talking to Kawaki. We also had, the other teams, Shikadai coming to give Kawaki a present or something to eat because he helped save the Hokage. That was a nice touch to it, and seeing that, it kind of gives off the feeling that they're slowly starting to accept him, right, a little bit more, because Shikadai has always been there, he's always been there helping out. But it's good to see everybody coming together and just showing him some love, and makes him feel a little bit accepted. And it's kind of weird because if you contrast that with what we saw in the spoilers for chapter 60 about him feeling like he's not really belonging, it's kind of weird since that's further along in the story. But we'll get there. I'll do a review when that comes out. I'm not going to touch the spoilers because it's not really needed. Nothing big really happens, so I'll just do a review when the episode comes out, when the chapter drops. But yeah, all in all, this episode was really good. Oh, I know you guys can hear those chickens hollering, but what can I do? It's early in the morning. I think it's 4:45 right now. So yeah, this is their time of day. They're gonna make a lot of noise. There's nothing I can do, so I just want to get this video out to give my opinions. I'm gonna go to work, so when I get back, I'll just see what's going on. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good day. Bye.